Want to know why? Ask how. Howard the Humongous. The big coronavirus news this week is that within the last 4 days, the importance of testing has come to the fore. Media outlet after media outlet, from Fox News to the New York Times, has put testing in the headlines. For example, the Wall Street Journal reported that banking and financial services executives told President Trump that his administration needed to dramatically increase the availability of coronavirus testing before the public would be confident enough to return to work, eat at restaurants, or shop in retail establishments. The banking and finance executives were right. Testing is America's way to get back to work. But first, the current state of play in the war between the coronavirus and humanity. As of April 17th, the coronavirus was winning. March 15th, there were a mere 88,000 cases of the coronavirus in the entire world. By April 17th, just 1 month later, there were well over 2 million. On March 1st, there were only 3,000 deaths. By April 17th, a mere month later, there were over 150,000. In some regions of the United States, the number of coronavirus cases is doubling every 3 days. While Trump-supporting Fox TV personalities like Laura Ingraham proclaimed that the coronavirus is no worse than the common flu, I bumped into the son of a New York doctor who had lost 120 patients to the coronavirus. Yes, a single doctor had 120 people who he had known for years and had come to love ripped out of his life forever. We have 2 ways to beat this virus. We can continue social distancing until the fall, and we can try to put our economy on hold. Or we can test every man, woman, and child in America, isolate those who are carrying the coronavirus, and let all of the rest of us get back to work. The testing strategy is the best. The proof is in an experiment I told you about before. The University of Padua and the Red Cross used the Italian town of Vo as a guinea pig. The experimenters tested every single man, woman, and child in Vo, all 3,300 of them. They found roughly 90 people infected with the coronavirus, and they isolated every single one of them. The result was dramatic. The spread of the coronavirus stopped utterly, completely. But when it comes to testing, we have a leadership problem. In South Korea, when the SARS coronavirus hit in 2003 and the MERS coronavirus hit in 2015, the South Koreans put together a permanent pandemic response apparatus. So when the current coronavirus showed up in China, South Korea's government leaders called in their key medical companies and put them to work developing and mass-producing tests. And they guaranteed emergency approval. Then they tested everyone they could get their hands on, and they did contact tracing. If you were infected, they followed all of your recent contacts using the records on your cell phone, and they tested everyone you might have infected and everyone who might have infected you. Then they quarantined the coronavirus carriers. The result was simple. South Korea had one of the lowest infection and death rates in the world, and they never had to shut down their economy. The South Koreans were able to pull this off because they had strong leadership who demanded testing and because they had an existing pandemic infrastructure, a built-in response to SARS and MERS. We also had a pandemic unit of the National Security Council and a pandemic modeling operation in the Homeland Security Department. These are units that had cut their chops on the Ebola crisis under the Obama administration. They had acted early to keep Ebola from escaping Africa and coming here to the United States. But the current administration threw its pandemic department away. They disbanded it. As the president said, "I'm a businessman. I don't see the point of keeping them around when they have nothing to do. I can always call them back when I need them." That turned out to be false. You need some elements of what its detractors call the deep state. You need an institutional memory. You need an infrastructure designed to save you from crisis. There's one more lesson from South Korea. Now they may have to test everyone all over again. 116 people who recovered from the coronavirus have tested positive for it again. meaning that the immune system may not gain a permanent resistance to the coronavirus, and that coronavirus survivors can easily go back to being coronavirus carriers, which makes the coronavirus potentially far more communicable than the common flu. And it's already far more deadly. It kills far more of the people it infects. All of this means that South Korea will have to produce enough test kits to test its citizens over and over again. Like the South Koreans, we need testing. We've tested roughly 3 million Americans. We have 325 million left to go before we can reopen our economy. This is Howard Bloom, speaking to you from the future. It's your job and my job to make, or, want to know why? Ask how. And now for that silly, sleazy, sneaky, impossible to find little off button, assuming I've even turned this on. Let us find out.